everybody. We're here at Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington. We live just around the corner from here, so we come here a lot. But we've only been here once since they reopened, so we're here to check it out, especially since after getting back from Disney World. We want to just see, as a comparison, how well Six Flags has stepped up their game, and just kind of see what's going on in the park. And
how they're handling line queues and what their requirements are. So far it's been cool. They require reservations. They're checking you in the line.
Yep.
And, when we're driving up to make sure you have a reservation before they even let you enter the parking area. So that's I think they're doing so far so good.
So far so good. So we're gonna go in and see what's going on, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. All
right. So we just finished getting into the park.
Yep, we're right over by Spain.
Yeah, we're right by Spain. You can kind of hear the music. It's awesome. So the park's busier this time.
A lot busier than the last time we were here.
Yeah. So one thing we've noticed, or a couple things we've noticed. So they're 6 feet apart markers that they do have on the ground where they have them. They're more than 6 feet apart, which is actually pretty great. They're more like 8 feet, which I think is wonderful because whenever you have a group of people, there's no way that everybody can stand on that 6 foot line.
Yeah.
So they give you a little bit of buffer room so that a group can stand on the 6 foot marker and still be 6 feet apart from the group behind them.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think that's
and I think that's smart. It's almost you really need to have like a box, stand inside this box, so your group can be in this box. Otherwise,
just kind of a guideline, But I like how they did that.
But some differences we've noticed right off the bat from being here than just coming back from Disney World is,
and I think this has more to do with, I don't know if it's a culture thing or a location thing or just a perceived value.
Yeah, maybe it's a perceived value of the park.
But the guests that are coming in, even though Six Flags specifically says on their website, no neck gaiters and no like triangle shaped face coverings.
And no bandanas, things. They have to be actual face masks.
They need something that covers the chin as well, creates a full seal. I'm seeing a lot of people get into the park with just a neck gaiter on.
Yep.
And Six Flags,
they're not enforcing their stuff very well. So
I did see them tell a gentleman who was wearing his mask below his nose that he needed to pull it up above his nose.
Yeah, so credit there, but
I'm seeing a lot of people with neck gaiters around.
And then on top of that, the people don't seem to be as respectful of the social distancing as they were at Disney World. At Disney World, everybody was very conscious about stay in your space, I stay in my space, unless there's a reason for us to not do that. But here, they're just up your butt. So
yeah,
a little bit of a difference there.
And maybe, and we were at Disney like a month ago, basically.
3 weeks, yeah.
Maybe this was, people are just getting tired of it.
There could be a lot of it too. They're just like, whatever, I don't even care anymore. So
it could be, perceived value of the park, ease of access to the park. You have some people who are, I don't want to say that, I don't know. It costs a lot more to get into Disney and to spend a week at Disney.
Yeah, you don't want to have that forfeited because it's expensive. But anyway, we're gonna go play around a little bit and see what we got. All right.
Oh, another difference. We just sent our son over to because we have season passes here, so we have the season pass cups. So we brought them into the park. We sent our son over to go get them filled. And what they did was they gave him this and said, pour it into the cup and throw the disposable cup away. So they're giving us disposable cups to pour into our reusable cups. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool, as a nurse, I totally get where they're coming from. There is a potential for cross-contamination, refilling somebody else's cup that they've been carrying around, sweating on, drinking from. Even if you take the lid off with the straw part, the straw, who knows what's been touching this, and an employee handles this and then puts it up to a drink machine.
Yeah.
There is a great potential for cross-contamination there. So I see why they're doing this. Luckily, all this is recyclable, so as long as we're putting them in the correct receptacle, then we're minimizing waste.
Yeah.
So,
all right, well, let's go play in the park. How about that?
All right.
All right, we are entering Spain, and we are going to get on the Conquistador, the bullfighter. It's a good starter ride. So, you guys ready? Here we go. All right, everybody, we just got off the Conquistador. That's a fun starter ride.
Yeah, it's a great one to kick off your day at the park.
Yep, get a little wind in your lungs, right?
So Conquistador is the boat that swings back and forth. Now there are, I think, 10 rows, 5 on each side. So one thing that we noticed, and we thought that they might be able to do better, is so what they did was they closed off every other row, and these are completely closed off. Nobody can sit in them. Since the purpose of this video is kind of comparing Six Flags Over Texas to our experience at Disney World, one thing we saw Disney doing, which I think Six Flags could adopt and do better, is because we had 5 people in one row, and we asked, you know, if it would be possible, since the row behind us was the last row and it was closed, if somebody in our party could sit in that back row, since we were part of the same group, where they wouldn't be getting any closer to anybody else, but they said no, it's a completely closed row.
And what kind of made it silly though is they started putting multiple groups in one row, so now you're sitting with people that aren't in your group, so it totally defeats the purpose of social distancing.
Agreed.
So that was a little stupid and a little awkward.
They're not thinking.
Yeah, to me that didn't make any sense. I can't sit in the row behind me because it's closed, but we can shove more people in the row with you.
That aren't part of your group.
That didn't make any more sense, so.
Just our thought.
Kind of a fail on that one, Six Flags. Let's step it up.
Immediately after the Conquistador, we went over to the Vibradora, which is kind of a bobsled ride. It actually used to be called the bobsled.
Yep.
And one of the things that we noticed is, like, people here are having absolutely no respect for the 6-foot distance while in line.
Just in line, 13 people of maybe a 30-person line did not have their mask on in the line.
Yeah, I saw employees with the masks.
Employees with their masks off, eating while they're sitting there talking to you. It's like, are you kidding me?
Now, granted,
and then just people just like, the dots are there for a reason, guys. Stand on them, give yourself some space. No, the people right behind us were up our butt the entire time we were in line.
Yeah, I literally stood way back to prevent and let the rest of my party move forward, and I stayed back at like a 3-foot mark to prevent them from getting closer to us, just to keep at least my group 6 feet apart.
So right now, a little bit of fail on Six Flags part, but a big fail on the people here. Come on, guys. Like, it's even nicer to have that breezeway between us. It's not even so much that we don't want to not stand next to you. It's, hey, there's already not a lot of wind. Let's let it get through here, because as soon as you give us space, the wind can get in there, and it actually made it cooler. So, yep, we're gonna go ride some more rides and get some more drinks. So we'll see if it improves over the day.
Yeah.
We got hungry.
Yep, we're at the All-American Cafe.
I'm gonna eat something.
We'll show a picture.
There was our daughter.
That was Ellie going to kiss the camera. There she is.
Crazy.
Yeah, so the All-American Cafe's got, you know, pizza burgers, stuff like that.
Pizza burgers, fries.
Chicken strips,
Chicken
salads.
strips. Your normal flair. It's, I guess you would call this the cosmic rays of Six Flags. Without the animatronics or the atmosphere or the pulled pork sandwiches.
Or the pulled pork sandwiches that we love. They've got pulled pork sandwiches elsewhere. They've got a barbecue place in the park, which is pretty good, but it's a little too heavy for how hot it is.
Yeah, it's too hot for that right now. Now, if they were serving some mighty fine coleslaw, maybe you could talk me into it. But without the coleslaw, I can't do the pork.
I'll take a picture of the menu and stuff. We'll post it here.
Yeah, cool. Yay, food!
Hey y'all, so we're here in front of the Catwoman's Whip. There it is, you can kind of see it. So the kids are gonna ride this one. We're hanging out waiting. We just ate and our stomachs are a little too full to get on this whirly ride. So
yeah.
It's a round and round and an up and down one.
Yep, I'll give it another 15 minutes before I go jump on a ride. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Besides, I prefer roller coasters over this stuff. This is carnival to me, not theme park. So that's just my kind of attitude on it.
Yeah.
But we'll let you watch the kids ride the ride. So.
There's a skip car behind him.
Eli was riding with somebody? That's my girl.
Walking on sunshine. Oh.
And they're coming down. How was it, guys?
It's a great thrill.
She likes it.
How was it? Well, we got up the Roaring Rapids, and yeah, you still get pretty wet on that ride, don't you guys?
Yeah.
Little masks are soaked, clothes are soaked,
If you think you're gonna
Shoes.
want to ride a water ride, bring the backup mask.
or that's the day into ride right there, because
Let's go.
once your mask gets wet, it won't exchange air and you're screwed. So
Yeah, pretty good. But it was a fun ride.
it was a fun ride. We're not nearly as hot as we were about 30 minutes ago, but we are going to call it a day here at Six Flags. We've seen what we wanted to see, and we'll talk to you guys more about that in the follow-up after this, after we get out of the park. But anyway, that's the Wandale Family Adventures. Hope you had fun with us today. We'll talk to you in a minute. Well, we're back. Leslie isn't joining us for the recap of this because, well, she's a working nurse and she works all the time, especially right now. You can kind of figure that out. So just kind of wrapping up our experience at Six Flags versus Disney World. Six Flags is doing some things right. You know, they've got the social distance markers out. They've got the mask mandate in there. They've got the cool, you know, walk through tunnel thermal thing. So they're actually taking your temperature thermally as you walk through a corridor. And I like that. It's not somebody standing in my face with a thermometer, which Disney did it that way. And granted, we're wearing masks and stuff like that, but you still have somebody this close to you putting a thing up to your forehead to take your temperature. I actually prefer Six Flags method, where you walk down a tunnel through their walkway into security, and they're actually thermally watching you as you walk through to take your temperature through a thermal camera system. Really cool. Felt a little high tech, kind of like that. Now, I think Six Flags can really up their game with their employees, and I know that's a hard one to do because, you know, people don't like conflict and they don't like to feel like they're telling people what to do, especially here in Texas. You know, we're a state of don't tell me what to do. And I appreciate that and I get that, but at the same time, you're in a common space. Be respectful of the people around you because, you know, it's just the right thing to do when you're in those group environments. So Six Flags, it wouldn't hurt to have your employees be a little more forceful on, you know, keep your mask on. Hey, you guys make sure you're separating, and things like that. As far as the overall, you know, experience at Six Flags, still a great experience. I take our kids again. In fact, we'll probably go again this weekend. I don't see it as being unsafe. I think there's some things that they could absolutely do a little bit better. Some of the things that I really liked from Disney World compared to Six Flags was those barriers. And I'll go to a video here as I talk about it. Those barriers they put down the line queue, those were really clever. It's basically like line queue sneeze guards. And those were pretty cool to kind of help keep the people separated when you do have to snake back. Well, Six Flags didn't have any of that. There wasn't really any line queues that snaked back at Six Flags because attendance wasn't very high. Now, granted, you know, you could say that, yeah, it's not very high, but at the same time, Disney was looking forward to what's going to happen when they're allowed to fully open and things go. So I think those are long-term solutions that they may phase out over the next year or two. Or they could just take them down rather quickly. I don't know. But I did feel better about having those there. The other thing I noticed was, while Six Flags had hand sanitizer, it wasn't around as much as Disney World. So I really only ever saw hand sanitizer kind of randomly at Six Flags and at the food areas. At Disney World, they had them at the beginning, the middle, the end, and, you know, once you actually exited the ride on every single ride. They were at every single doorway going in and out of a public space. They were inside, outside, and all around the bathrooms. That made me feel a little bit better. I felt like I had more opportunities to take advantage of actually hand sanitizing, especially in the areas that it counted. You know, we did have some people that were in line with us that were right up our butts the whole time, and it was uncomfortable because, you know, the one guy was coughing and kind of sneezing, and it's allergy season in Texas, so I get that. But at the same time, I don't know that's the case for sure, so give yourself that distance to just have a buffer, you know. I'm excited about getting back to having some fun and entertainment, and, you know, it sucks to want to go do things like that, especially being a roller coaster junkie, and you can't go ride your roller coasters. It's sad. But with that said, go to Six Flags. It's a great place to go right now. There's nothing wrong there. Just be aware of the limitations on you and others, and take advantage of it yourself. Do a little pre-planning on your own part. Bring your own hand sanitizer. Then you have to worry about where hand sanitizer is. If you use the bathrooms, wash your hands. Bring a backup mask in case you get wet or you get rained on. Because a lot of people don't realize that when your mask gets wet, it's actually useless. The water allows for particulates to go straight through it because it acts as a conduit. It's osmosis and just pulls it right through. So if you get a wet mask, change your mask. And if you can't stay, then leave. Other than that, Six Flags was great. We're probably going to go back again and hopefully bring you some more videos. So until then, thanks for joining us on the Wandell Family Adventures.